Hey, hello Facebook, how are you? I hope you're all well. I'm really struggling with my lighting tonight. I can't seem to get it right. So you've all caught me on the hop. I just need to turn this down a little bit. There you go, that's better. So guys, I hope you're having an amazing week. It's been truly fantastic for us. It's Wednesday already, here Wednesday night. I've got some huge announcements coming through later tonight, which I'm really excited about. And we've really had this massive explosion. MTP is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Hey Katie, how you going? Congratulations again on your business. It's doing really well. So guys, I wanted to come on here tonight. For those of you who don't know who I am, I know I'm waffling on a little bit. My name is Elsa Morgan. I am a mum, I am a wife. I actually liked running. I'm actually getting back into exercising. I probably want to do a marathon next year. So for those of you who don't know, fun fact about me is I've actually run 12 marathons. That's 42.2 kilometer races. So 12 full marathons and 19 half marathons. So that's a fun fact about me. I'm actually thinking about running my 13th marathon next year. So I'm getting back into the swing of things right now. Hey Natalie, thank you for joining. And I also have a home-based business, and I'm also reached the top of my company, and I've had a reasonable success, you can say. Since I've joined my company, and I like giving back to people because you know what, the main reason why is, firstly, I want to be an ambassador for the profession. I absolutely love this profession. It really does allow people to achieve time and financial freedom. But more importantly, I've actually gone through the journey of doing all the wrong things in the profession in my first 3 years. And when I made the switch and decided to go pro and really build the right way, man, my whole business and everything completely changed. So I want to be able to teach people through my learnings about what I've gone through, so in the hope that it inspires people to take action. It inspires people that are looking at this profession to say, can I do this? Absolutely, everybody can. If you're prepared to actually go through the learning process, you can certainly build a business through this, no matter what your goals are. But also, I want to show people the right way, so that way, everybody wins. And this is all about servant leadership as well, because, I like giving back naturally. Like today's Wealth Wednesday, and, I actually gave $35 of free photocopying to someone, right? And it's something that I do. I like giving back because we've been so blessed in so many ways: health, family, financially, and in achieving so many goals, that I think it's really important that you give back. Hi daughter, how you going? You give back because if you're in a position to give back and impact people's lives, no matter how they are connected to you or not, it's really important. So tonight I want to talk to you about branding basics. And I know that there's a lot of people that probably look at the word branding and get really scared about it because they're not quite sure how to go about it. Certainly I did. When someone said to me, you really need to sort out your branding, I went, what does that mean? Like, where do I start? And branding is something really important if you want to build a sustainable and long-term business. It's super important for you to understand that you need to understand your branding and who you actually stand for, so that way you're attracting the right people into your business. And so I'm going to give you some 4 basics on branding, because I don't want to overwhelm people. I am actually looking at putting together a masterclass based on all of my learnings to be able to then help people transition across from where they're at to have a shift in their business. And it's going to be across a couple of things based on what I've experienced. And it's purely because I like giving back and I like to help people. So, but I will be giving you details about that in the coming weeks. This is not something that's going to be immediate, but I've actually started working on it. So that's something that I can honestly tell you that I'm working in the background is to be able to help people. So firstly, the key thing that you need to understand with branding is you need to ask yourself, what do you actually stand for? Like, what is it about you that you feel that is really, really important for the world to know about you? What is it about you that makes people, inspired and want to take action? Because it's really important that you sit down and nut out, what your message is going to be. And I know that sounds pretty deep, but it's really important. And if you look at some of the key brands, the retail brands across the world, like your Microsofts and, your Apple and Coca-Cola and, do they call it Coca-Cola anymore? I think they call it Coke. Oh God, I'm such an 80s girl, hey. I'm still stuck in the 80s. McDonald's, etc. They've got their own brand, and they've created that brand through consistently advertising the same way. Now, if you apply the same principles to your own business, right, you've got to figure out what your message is. And when you figure out what it is that you stand for, and there is a particular way that you can start working on that, and I'll go through that really, really quickly. You will start attracting the right people that that will that for your business, so that way you have a sustainable long-term business, right? So that's really, really important. So one of the ways that you can actually start working on your brand and what you stand for and your messaging is look at the 5 things that you are potentially passionate about. What is it that you like talking about? Like, say, let's use me as an example, right? I'm a mum, so I like sharing pictures of my kids, and I love sharing the journey of motherhood. I've got 2 young kids under 4, and I'm absolutely loving it. It comes with challenges, as all mums have experienced. I've been thrown upon, I've had poo in my hair just last week as well, and I've had sleepless nights and all of that, but overall I'm loving the journey. I'm a wife, and obviously in a relationship with my husband, and I'm enjoying that as well, and we're achieving so many things. It's been a lot of fun. I'm an athlete because I love running marathons as well. I'm a business owner, and I also just want to be a good human being, and I like giving back and being servant in nature. So I really like fundraising and helping charities, and making a difference to the world. So these are things that I'm really, really passionate about. And so if you were to look through my profile consistently, you would see those themes coming through as well, right? And I love motivating people, which is why I always put motivating quotes, first thing every morning, based on what I'm reading, because I really invest in myself in personal development. So, you can start off by doing that, is just sit down and figure out 5 things that you're really passionate about, because this is going to form the foundation of your branding, of who you stand for, right? One thing that you need to understand in terms of branding is that you need to brand you. So when I'm saying branding, I'm talking about branding you, the individual, not branding as in the company, right? And obviously this is geared around home-based businesses or people that own their own business. It's basically you need to brand yourself, because people come onto social media, not to be sold to. They don't want to be seeing company name. If that was the case, they could just grab a catalogue, right? They come into social media to actually be inspired, to actually connect with people, to actually learn more about people, right? So if you brand yourself, and actually show more of yourself and become a little bit vulnerable and share your story, share your journey, you're going to find that more people will follow you, and you'll be able to develop that trust factor with your audience, which is one of the foundations of the whole process of, developing a commercial relationship and then reaching out and saying, hey, I want to buy something off you, right? Is you need to develop that trust factor. So it's so important that you brand you first. And don't brand your company. You should never ever put your company name on your profile, because that's what's really going to set you apart from everybody else, right? You need to look at your profile as like reality TV. Now, people love reality TV. I mean, you've only got to look at all the, the regular channels. Excuse me. There's so many reality TV shows, right? Because people just want to know about people. And so you need to look at your own profile as like a reality TV show, giving yourself up, in terms of, showing your authentic self, sharing your journey. Share bits about your family, share your struggles that you're going through if you're building a business, or you're going through a weight loss journey, or you're studying and it's, really, really challenging, or you're trying to hit a goal and it's, seems like it's taking forever. People want to know that because they want to feel inspired. They want to know that they're not the only ones going through that. And they're going to be borrowing the strength from you by you sharing that journey. So it's so important that you see your profile as a UTV, right? And that people, if you keep them engaged and if you keep providing value to people, you're going to keep them engaged and people are going to keep coming back. So it's really, really key. You need to also, this is another hot tip, is look at your profile as a really good magazine with good content, right? That people are going to be tapping into on a regular basis, right? Like I said before, people don't want to see a catalog. People don't want to see product. They want to see content. They want to be reading good articles. They want to be reading about what is it that makes you you, what is it about you that they should be following? Why is it that they should be following you, right? So it's always really important to look at your profile as a magazine that's going to keep your readers engaged. And if you do that, you will find that you'll keep punching out really good content, but more importantly, your followership will increase. And I can tell you, I've gone through this transition. This is exactly what I've actually put in place to actually see a massive shift in my business, but more importantly, also my followers and just the engagement as well. There's just been a massive transformation, and simply the process started with just totally starting on my branding. And this is why I want to share this with you, because I know that a lot of you struggle with the whole branding process, and it does take time because, there might be some things that you think might be relevant for you right now, but as you keep going on your journey and you do more personal development and you find out more about yourself, other things become more relevant for you. And so, your branding might change a little bit. It might shift, right? The whole idea behind you branding is you want to develop that know, like, and trust. And that's really, really important when you're actually engaging with your audience, and especially if you're trying to attract the right people into your business. It's so important to understand that with branding, you're wanting to develop that trust factor with your audience. And so no matter what you do, you need to be consistent with your messaging. You need to be consistent with your posting. And you also need to make sure that, you mix it up a little bit. So, if you've got the 5 things all sorted out, that you don't do 50 cooking posts and then, 1 shopping post, add some variety. So that way, like I said, your audience will see your profile as a really good magazine with good quality content, and they'll keep coming back over and over and over again. This is the last tip, and it's a really hot tip that I want to give you, that really has made a massive shift for me, is that you need to post with intent. And what that means is that, when you're actually putting together your post, right, understanding that whatever you post with that picture or story or anything like that, that your messaging is in line with your branding, and you're posting with intention because you want to make sure that your branding is in line with, the messaging that you want to get out. So post with intent, post with trying to inspire your audience, not to sell, not to close. You want to inspire, you want to impact people, right? So make sure that you're posting with intent, so that way, your messaging is consistent. You're gonna retain your followers to come back onto your profile, but more importantly, you're potentially going to attract more people that are in line with your messaging. And there might be someone in there that might reach out to you and say, hey, I really like your messaging. I really like who you stand for. you know, I want you to help me. And that's the whole idea behind branding, is that you want to make sure, hey Amanda, how you going? Thank you for joining. You want to make sure that you're actually branding to make sure that you impact people. You know, it's not there to sell, it's not there to close, it's to impact. And the key shift for me when it came with branding is that when you take away the whole sale out of the whole equation and use branding as a way to impact people, your income will naturally increase anyway, right? It's really important that you understand that, you know, income will increase naturally when you impact. So you need to impact first and income will come, not the other way around, right? And so that's why your branding is so important. And these are really branding basics, you know, ideologies and thought processes behind branding. You know, I don't want to really overwhelm people, but this is certainly the journey that I've taken with adjusting my branding, and it's made such a huge difference to my whole business. And you know, I want to make sure that in this Getting Starting series that I take people through this journey of what I've gone through, so that way people can easily duplicate. So the things that you can take away from tonight is, you know, you need to look at your profile as a good magazine that's got good quality content that your readership is going to continue buying your magazine. Look at your profile as UTV, like a reality show that you want people to keep coming back and watching over and over and over and over again, right? If you want to set the foundation for your branding, think about the 5 things that you're most passionate about, right? And post about those things regularly, right? And consistent, and make sure that your messaging is consistent along with those 5 things. So that way you're attracting the people into your business, but also more importantly, you're impacting these people to take action. And, you know, impacting people doesn't necessarily mean they'll join your business. It could just mean that you're inspiring people to take action. And hey, our profession is geared around that, is just changing people's lives in so many ways, whether they're directly financially linked to you or not. The key thing is that you're inspiring people, right? And lastly, I did want to tell you one last tip that I did forget to tell you is if you want to check how you're actually progressing right now, check your last 10 posts. You're right, check your last 10 posts to see what your messaging is like what your posts are like, and you'll be able to get a bit of an idea whether you've got too much of something or too much of another thing, or not enough of your messaging, right? And if you are branding your company, I would suggest that you stop that immediately, right? And look at what your audience is really engaged with, which posts your audience is most engaged with, like which ones has the most likes and comments, and you know, and that's your audience telling you that they like that, right? So keep up with that. So guys, I hope these tips give you some value to be able to help you to make that shift if you haven't already with your branding. And certainly if you ever want to reach out to me and ask me any questions in particular about my journey, how I made that shift less than 12 months ago, and it's made such a huge impact to me, I'm more than happy to help you out. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week, and I look forward to catching up with you tomorrow night. I've got a special interview. I won't give away the details right yet, but I've got a special interview tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sydney, Melbourne time, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. So have a great evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.